people come up and they say, oh, I was offended by that joke. And, my first reaction is, I don't care. Like, that doesn't mean anything. You're telling me how you feel. What I want to say, why? And I'll explain to them. I'm willing to explain to them why the joke isn't offensive. I've been doing a lot of video messages recently for terminally ill children, and only if they request it, obviously. I don't burst into hospitals and go, wake up, Baldy. Look, me twerking on TikTok. Look. The often offence comes when people mistake the subject of a joke with the actual target, and they're not necessarily the same, particularly if you deal in taboo subjects, which I do. No, I did a lot through the pandemic, presumably because they couldn't even see their own family, and it's through Make-A-Wish Foundation. Do you know the charity Make-A-Wish Foundation? They're great, and they give these dying kids their like one wish, and if it's me, I always say yes, and I always start the video the same way. I go, why didn't you wish to get better? That's why I deal with those things, because everyone understands it.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you had an absolutely wonderful day. I know I am having a pretty good Thursday, although I had to get up pretty dang early. Got some painters in the house because somebody, I won't say who, you know, maybe had a drink or too many and then was having some Mio water and sprayed the Mio water all over the place in the pantry and then tried to scrub it off the wall and then scrubbed all the paint off. I don't know who did that, but that was a long time ago. We're finally getting that fixed, among other things, when you have 3 German Shepherds, but that's neither here nor there. Wow, what a tangent. Ricky Gervais has now responded to a petition that was put out to have his Netflix special removed. By the way, all day I'm going to remind you guys, we have our year-end blowout sale at Coffee Brand Coffee, up to 64% off while supplies last. Great time to stock up. These are a lot of our flavors, our last chance flavors. You know, they're peppermint mocha, the orange dreamsicle. These are 50% off. We have all this stuff we're clearing out going into 2024. Now is the last chance you're going to get a lot of these flavors. Obviously, if you're having any parties or stuff to go on, you know, over the holidays here, you can pick up some of these snacks that are like 50% off while supplies last. So stock up now. Won't get there in time for Christmas, but certainly for New Year's. Ricky Gervais defends controversial joke about terminally ill children and tells his critics good luck at getting it removed from his comedy special as he hits out at the, quote, faux offended. Ricky Gervais is defending the joke he made about terminally ill children, telling his critics he wishes them good luck getting it removed from Netflix. The comedian, who is 62, has come under fire for the clip that started circulating on social media showing the star branding sick children as baldies and asking those who requested to meet him via Make-A-Wish, why didn't you just wish to get better? I mean, it's a groaner. I like groaners, you know, in terms of jokes. I like dark humor. And, you know, as on the scale of like dark humor things, this is pretty light. I mean, this is pretty light. He revealed in the actual skit, I say I've been doing a lot of these videos, blah, 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 only if they requested it. I'm literally saying in the joke that I don't do that, but people have a reaction. They don't analyze it. They feel something. That's what offense is. It's a feeling. Ricky continued. That's why, quote, I'm offended is quite meaningless. What do you want me to change? The star's joke prompted a petition calling for Netflix to remove the skit. I'm sure there are tens of people that signed that from the comedy special. And when asked if he had seen the specific wording of the petition, Ricky replied, good luck. That's what I say to them. Good luck. I'll even retweet it. Again, this is like, you know, obviously this is I talk about this kind of thing all the time, but this is really a product of, you know, offense culture, but I mean, but more than offense culture, it's coming from a time of, you know, we've got it pretty dang good. A lot of people, the people that are faux offended, they don't have anything else going on in their life. They probably are good financially. They got someone, you know, they got a roof over their head. They don't have any real struggles, yet they still want those victimhood points. So they, you know, pretend to be offended about stuff. I don't think many kids in the hospital even thought that joke wasn't funny. Ricky then revealed how he deals with criticism of some of his comedy routines, explaining that 99% of it is faux offense. Sorry. They're not really offended. They just want to be heard. He's right. I'll explain. No, you've mistaken the subject of the joke with the actual target. Of all the millions of people that watched it and loved it, only a few didn't like it. If I give them special attention and try to placate them, I've annoyed the other millions of people that actually got the joke. They go, no, you've ruined it for us. So I've got a duty to the people that actually like it and get it. I wouldn't sit down with a heckler, would I? If I'm not playing to 20,000 people, I wouldn't stop the show and explain it to them. I ignore them. That is, of course, the crux of all of this. This is, you really only have, you're seeing some change in this kind of offense culture. And, basically woke comedy lasted about 30 seconds and now that's all gone. But you see titans of comedy like Dave Chappelle and Ricky Gervais. You even have a guy like Shane Gillis, by the way, who's pretty unapologetic and even will dare to say, even in a joking manner, positive things about Trump, things that he likes. He does a Trump impression, all this stuff. Trump's very memeable, of course it's hilarious. But you don't have to be offended all the time. Even like Trump fans, you don't have to be offended if you don't like people making fun of Trump. It's just jokes. That's all it is. And I think if people are personally offended and it really, sticks with them, you've got other issues, probably deep-seated issues of this yearning to control others, probably because you have no real control in your own life. Ricky then spoke out about whether his comedy was representative of his actual views on controversial issues, particularly with the irony and satire. I'm often playing a character. Some people get confused and think that the joke is a window to the comedian's true soul. It's just not true. It's a joke. No one does this with puns, do they? Two blokes didn't really walk into a pub. Among those hitting out at the comic for his joke were the British disability charity Scope. During his joke about the Make-A-Wish request, Ricky said, I've always said, yes, we know about the joke. I'm not going to reread it. Yet Scope warned that language like this has consequences, stating that we wish we were surprised by the reports that Ricky Gervais used ableist slurs in his new video special. Here's really why they spoke out: to get their name in the headlines, to get more donations, to get more clout. Now, look, they're a charity that helps disabled people. That's, in the grand scheme of things, I'm not calling them some kind of nefarious evil thing, but that's why they did it. They issued a statement. Do you think that the people that work at a disability charity, where their job is to try and raise enough money to help people who need wheelchairs or medical care or, amputations, they have real jobs with real issues to deal with. They're doing good work, helping people. And I don't actually think they were offended by it. I think that maybe their social media manager was. You see, he argues that he wouldn't use this language in real life. Language like this has consequences, and we're not accepting that Gervais has used, saying it's a joke to justify it. He argues that he wouldn't use this language in real life, but his stand-up routine doesn't exist in a parallel universe. The stage is real, Netflix is real, the people this kind of language impacts are real. 2 days later, Scope said it had been forced to turn off replies on Twitter after receiving hateful messages, while adding that we aren't here to dictate what anyone should or shouldn't find funny, but that's exactly what they're doing, right? That's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to say not only that you're not allowed to think it's funny, but you're a bad person if you think it's funny. It's, ableist. They call it a slur. What? Because he said, what? Baldy? It doesn't even add up. Oh, the R slur. Oh my God. Okay. It emboldens other people to. Yes, everyone should be able to say whatever words they want. I don't even understand. Who cares? You know, he's not calling anyone that. He's just using it in a joke. The charity added, I mean, do they say, they go to the black community and rappers and say that they have to stop saying the N-word because young white kids hear it in their rap music, and if they want people to stop saying the word, then they should stop saying it? I mean, there's actually some truth to that. Like, if an entire generation of young suburban white kids who buy rap music didn't grow up, you know, every other word hearing the N-word, it will probably disappear from the cultural lexicon. Like, it would be very rarely heard or used, okay? So that's why I don't put a lot of, you know, people say, you know, it's not like I go around saying the N-word or whatever, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you know what? You don't get to say it and also be offended by it. That doesn't work. I'm not in this whole, like, oh, it's our word so we can use it. No, if it's an offensive word, then you should not use it either. I think that's true. If you know, do you think somebody who's has mental retardation, are they allowed to say retard? You know, I don't know. Is that the rule? Like, only mentally retarded people can say that word? Is that the rule? Because that's not what they're proposing. They're saying you're just not allowed to say it, period. Now you see Seskova, a mother who says her child, Katie, bravely battled cancer, also launched a petition urging Netflix to remove the offensive skit from the platform. It has since received more than 5,000 signatures. Ooh, 5,000. The special is probably viewed by 5 million people. Former ex on the Beach star Ashley Kane also hit at Ricky for making jokes about terminally ill children. Ashley's daughter Alizea passed away when she lost a battle to acute myeloid leukemia in April when she was just 8 months old. Look, yeah, that's like, that can suck. And then the joke doesn't have to be about you. All right. I understand why that might affect you personally. And you're allowed to feel a certain way about it, but you're not allowed to go out there and like dictate what Ricky Gervais or anyone else is allowed to say, or certainly as a joke. So it's I think he has the perfect response. Obviously, all prayers up for sick kids and sick adults. You know, it's not like cancer doesn't affect a lot of people. It sucks, but what are you supposed to do? Never talk about it? Never make jokes about it? It's ridiculous. So I think he responded perfectly to this. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.